Now, we realize that the world we thought would exist has almost disappeared. New challenges emerge, old ones increase. And these challenges cannot be addressed by individual nations, not even a nation as mighty as the United States of America. We therefore need to accept a modus operandi in our common defense strategy, at least between us, the Western world. But let me ask one basic question. What do we mean by we? Who are we? Who will be the allies of the United States of America in the effort to stabilize this world? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest two different examples as they exist in our neighborhood, in the Eastern Mediterranean. And then I think it's for the United States of America to decide which of the two examples best serve its interests. On the one hand, we have an authoritarian country that does not feel that it has to abide by international law and international law of the sea. A country member of NATO, yet again, not imposing sanctions on Russia, maintaining the closest of relations with Russia. And this is not a one-off policy. It is a consistent policy. Let me remind that this country was an ally of the Central Powers in the First World War, was neutral when the democracies were fighting the Second World War. It didn't participate in any way, it didn't even allow use of its territory in the Iraq wars. Of course, as we know, it challenges internationally recognized borders, it challenges international treaties, it is actively involved in almost any regional conflict. It's a source of instability itself, is becoming more Islamist by the day, is opening thousands of Islamic schools, it hosts the Muslim Brotherhood, it is friendly towards Hamas, it is a declared adversary of Israel, it develops attacking drones, it develops long-range missiles, it builds aircraft carriers in a geographic area that have no use, it threatens an ally with war, casus belli, should the later exercise lawful rights, it projects military power based on the notion that might is right. It considers resurrection of an empire a legitimate goal in the 21st century. It is a potential member of the BRICS. I think this is a very, very long list. I could go on for hours, but let me stop here. Now allow me to present another example. A country supporter of international law, an international law of the sea, and a rules-based international order. A modern democracy, with all its faults, but a democracy with fundamental rights, freedom of speech, rights of women, freedom of political expression, committed to democratic values, member state of the European Union, a country that fought in the two world wars in the sides of the powers of democracy, it's lost almost 10% of its population in the Second World War, a country that stands by Ukraine and its right to defend its territory, a country that proposed the Thessaloniki Agenda. It helped the Eastern Balkans become members of the European Union. It's helping the Western Balkans to become members of the European Union. A country that has resolved disputes with all regional players by adhering to international law. A country that is modernizing its armed forces, but on a defensive, not an offensive doctrine. A country with a rich Asian democratic heritage that has significantly influenced the founding fathers and the Constitution of the United States of America. So these two models present themselves to the United States to choose